Cool. So hello everyone. Welcome to our Infinity Partner webinar, which we put together with the team of these amazing people that are here. So who's gonna talk today about some uh, some things which are I believe really highly interesting and highly inspirational. Along with me, there's going to be Angie, there's going to be Imogen, Lisa, Jakub, and Maria. Each of us bringing some part of what we do, where we focus, and try to bring some updates and new information to you. So that's how we put it together, and we thought like let's make like a partner webinar, a larger event where we can discuss everything and share this information and inspiration with everyone. We're also recording the session, so it's available also afterwards for everyone who would like to watch it later. So, okay, we'll start with a summary and some strategic ideas for 2022, and then continue with the product and some new features where we're going, and with some use cases and business related information. So, before we start really going deeper, we're maybe everyone asking like what comes after data analytics, right? So we're all we have the history of being in data analytics and have a lot of knowledge in data analytics. So but of course our goal is to predict trends and see where the world is going, and everybody has a different take on this, right? So Click is saying actionable analytics. Gartner, for example, defines in this year the trend of hyper automation, which is like automation of everything that's possible to be automated. We started talking about the fourth generation data analytics, which is a recognized trend of what comes after self-service data analytics, also towards this actionability. There is a trend towards planning where the data is data privacy analytics, low-code business applications, write-backs and workflows. So really, data literacy as a big topic that follows actually implementation of data analytics. So these are the questions, and these questions are more and more relevant as the data analytics actually reaches the peak of its maturity, and it's really becoming a mainstream. It has become a mainstream for quite some time, and we're searching for options and for opportunities how to move forward. And there's a nice figure I found in this respect as I was putting together some business plan and some further calculations how to move forward. Yeah, 69% of all the tasks of managers will be executed by automated processes by 2024, which is Gartner's analysis, Gartner's prediction. And isn't it amazing? Like, so does it mean that managers will be replaced in the future, so we won't have a job? That would not be very fortunate, but we can actually strongly help this, and of course free the time of people to really do something else and do something else with higher value added, something that brings more value to the world. So this is actually where we position ourselves, and we will be positioning ourselves also in the future in the scope of automation of processes, automation of processes that actually continue after the data analysis has been done. That's why we chose Click and developed applications within Click, because that's where data is the very first point of contact where we can continue from the data to automation. And this covers so many areas basically available. So this is to mention the positioning and the future. That's where the investment is also going. Our partner network, I would like to say really a big thank you to all of you who listen to this webinar. I'm really personally very grateful to all our partners. Really, most of Infinity's revenue is coming from partners, so that's it's a very big and very important element and pillar of what we actually do at Infinity. And yeah, so last year has been really successful for us. Been like more than 100% growth. year over year. So it really proves the potential. Also, the partner network grew really to a completely different dimensions. So that's really cool. And again, we're really grateful to all of you for being with us and working with us. And we believe we will be able to bring you more and more value with our products and with these developments towards automation, towards the world that comes after data, right? After data analytics. So that's from my side. And with this, I'll be handing over to Angie, who will take you through the sales focus and partner news for 2022.
Thank you. Thanks for, let's see, everybody sees my screen. You can hear me, watch me. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be quick because I know you're more interested in our product than what I have to say about sales. So I'll be, because you're all salespeople, so I'm sure you know how to do it. But just to give you some idea how we're focusing, you know, we are a relatively new company. We're trying to find the best way, the most efficient use of everybody's time. And this was actually the idea to have regular webinars and really try to inspire you, and just so you can see what we're doing, you can watch it, you can share it with your team, instead of having meetings in which we would present it kind of in a less structured way. So this is what we want to focus on, is getting as much information as we can, and really let you be inspired like we are. That's why we're here. And another thing, I wanted to point this out, because us being all Click partners, we all have Click targets, and probably the rest, everyone doesn't have renewals in their targets, which is something that me as a former CFO has some trouble understanding. So just to be clear, from Inphinity, for us, the renewals are just as important as the new sales, because, you know, it's really about, and we'll just kind of discuss that a little bit later, you know, it's really about setting that customer base, finding out how we use it. So we really want to focus a little bit more on that, improving the processes as well is part of it. And we have, of course, as we go, we have found that a lot of bigger companies come in and they want to have the land and expand, which is absolutely understandable, because if it's a big installation, they're not usually not going to be willing to have a big investment at the beginning. So we really want to take special care of those accounts, you know, if you have them. So yeah. So this will be something we'll be talking with you individually, or if you have ones, just to make sure we want to help you nurture those. And of course, it's something we've also heard from the partners. We really want to work on increasing awareness of us, that we're there, and we're trying as well to work a little bit closer with Click, you know, to try to be able to also help them help us as well. We have a really nice, I want to say, technology partner master that we're working with. So that's really optimistic from this point of view. And so here's, maybe you're wondering, how are we going to inspire you? How this is really interested on your feedback later in time, whether it's working or not. Obviously, is the focus news, is what I was talking about, is like in a webinar like this, so you can get all the information at once. I'm like Mike, I couldn't be here, Maria couldn't be here. It was the unfortunate consequence of us moving the video, moving the webinar, but she has a great video that she recorded of everything that we're planning and the next release. So I think that'll be super exciting to see and share. And we had one newsletter up until now, and we're going to split that so we can have separate content, because obviously the customer is different and interested in something different than you are. So we're gonna split that as well. And another thing, we're going to try to minimize the meetings that we are going to have that isn't about a specific use case. Yeah. So, you know, if there's energy, if you've got, you know, energy in the sense of, you know, the business energy, innovation energy, this is where we want to have the meetings and discuss and support. So there's really the value is a little bit maybe clearer than maybe it was sometimes in the past. And also, it's the same concept with enablement, where instead of kind of pushing and insisting, let's have all that enablement all at once. Talking mainly about technical enablement now, actually, that when a concrete client comes, which is something we've also got a lot of feedback from, that it's nice that we want to give you an enablement, but you need it when the client comes. Yeah, so this is something we also want to work you with, concrete clients and concrete needs. This is when we'll work with you a little bit more on the enablement. And another thing is that Imogen is going to speak about marketing, but we're going to have quarterly really material pack on a focus topic that you can also reuse. We'll do a webinar, and you can also reuse those locally. We can support you with that. And we also want to share the interesting use cases. We obviously have the Infinity universe, but some things will maybe not be in the Infinity universe. I mean, this time we have 2 demos. They are from the Infinity universe, but from the next times, the vision is to have something, okay, maybe it's a nice customer demo that won't be on the universe, but it will help you kind of understand ways to use our product that are a little bit more out of the box than we've seen other people think of. And this I have now as my small little insider joke, yeah. So Infinity and KYC, I came from a financial institution, and if any of you have ever worked with financial institution, you know that KYC, everyone hears it and goes back in horror, but I actually mean KYC in the sense of know your customer, like a normal person would not be scared to hear the KYC. Yeah, and this is again for the inspiration. I just want to tell the short stories about when this was actually before I came to Infinity. I was just working with eMark. There were 3 customers where they were only on forms, and I somehow managed to get them to go to add flow. And I just wanted to kind of give you a story about how I did that, because we hear that quite often, that people have trouble getting the customers to see the value of flow, because the forms usually immediately flow is a little bit more difficult. And I was actually just so passionate about the product that I just managed to convince them with just a little bit of chatting. And I call it KYC because my role wasn't actually as a salesperson. I was in the sales team, and Martin tells me I'm a salesperson, but I consider myself more a person who just chats and finds out information, and someone will eventually make the sale. And this is what I did. I was speaking to C-levels. In the first case, the company was preparing a data strategy. They asked me to drive it, and we got to the data governance part of the data strategy. And obviously, data governance, really, I'm not technical. Data governance for me is from like a C-level point of view, data governance. And they were mapping their processes and putting process owners, and then they wanted to also have like the data owner. So I said, why don't you just link that together? Because you don't have there was listing. I said, why don't you just draw the key processes? So you already have flow. We can draw the process. We can link the key data to it. It would be really nice. It's really easy to use. And then actually they tried it out, and they showed it to the expert who had her own expert tool, and where they do usually with process drawing. And then she saw the value because it is a lot easier to use. So this was the first one, yeah, where they said, and they took flow. The second one, I call it keep it short and simple, stupid and simple, whatever. I was having a meeting with the CFO of the company, and it was right after Flow came out, and I was just so excited about how this would have changed my life when I was a CFO. And I told him, I said, just imagine like how great it would be if you're asking someone how they book. I mean, how do you book something? And they describe it to you, and you have to somehow understand. Because imagine the tool is so easy. You just tell them to draw it and click, and you discuss what they drew. And he was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. And then he asked for a demo, and then he asked for a trial license. and I somehow wasn't involved anymore because it was with someone else's client. And all of a sudden, like months later, the demo app appeared that Jakob is going to demo. Yeah. So they really embraced it and they use it so much that we have this nice demo app. So it was really simple. And the last one, just something I'm actually pretty passionate about, having come from the client side, is how important developers are, because if it's an established relationship, the client will actually trust the developers more than the salesperson, because they're the ones that you usually see on a daily basis. And in this case, I was the developer in the sense that I was creating a concept for them. It was IFRS and consolidation, and that was my role as a developer. And I asked the salesperson, do they have Infinity? And he said, no. And I said, well, just tell the CFO that it'll be a lot better if he has Infinity, because they had been trying to sell it and they weren't successful. And for my role as a salesperson, he trusted me because, I mean, as a developer, because he trusted that I was like, yeah, this is going to be the best solution. So that's often they can be really simple, like knowing, putting a seed in there. It doesn't have to be really complicated. Yeah. So that just hopefully will help you, maybe help the clients see the value of flow, because that's always a discussion that they have. They come in, they see the cost, like for the whole suite, I don't need the suite, and just saying things like that to let them see really simple use cases for flow as well, and see the value of the suite. Yeah, and just to shortly go into the renewals, why I kind of mentioned it, why we feel passionate about renewals. Obviously, as a CFO, I see kind of easy money, because all you have to do is make sure that they keep it instead of convincing them. Yeah. So first is obviously to set the relationship, to keep the relationship and make sure that they know how we've developed. I mean, you'll see, you saw how much we developed last year. And this year we'll have less releases, but still we won't innovate any less. So it's a really good opportunity that they can see maybe there's small things that they didn't know about. Obviously find the new use cases together, because renewals obviously should always be the opportunity to expand, and not only the number of Infinity users for us, but I mean, I always imagine that for you, most of you, the interest is services, and this is a moment where, okay, let's discuss, let's find some advanced use cases. So maybe they can't buy any more users, but they can use it in different ways, and they'll give you the opportunity to get those services in, and obviously get critical feedback about usage, which is something that we do already. Especially Maria has calls with some of the customers and discusses, and we just appreciate any feedback that you can also get from your customers and give to us. Yeah, and the increased awareness here, I kind of mentioned already, Martin did as well. I think Qlik certification of SaaS, this is something that we were speaking to Qlik. We've heard from some people, would be great. A lot of people have security concerns. So this is something that we believe is possible in a relatively short horizon. We'll discuss maybe later. And in Qlik World, we're going to be present in Qlik World. Imogen will speak about that. And we also want to do webinars with partners, so we can also be help on the local markets, and not just these like international, so we can so they can also be expanded to your local language and such. Yeah, so I think, yeah. Okay, this is the other partners. I don't know why the second one opened. We are reviewing the pricing, closer alignment with Qlik. This doesn't mean that we're going to increase the pricing by 10% like Qlik did. There won't be probably different pricing for SaaS and on-prem, because we don't have that same strategy as such. But we do want to review and make it easier to understand. So the alignment with Qlik will be more about the tiered pricing, because all of you are used to the click tiered pricing, and we wanted to make it easier for you to always understand our pricing as well, get more detailed understanding of the higher numbers over 100, and also we'll get some clarity on the free these free test licenses, how this will work exactly. So this will be from April. There's a little email icon there, so we'll send you that as soon as possible, and we'll obviously discuss with you. Let's see. Yeah, we also are kind of trying to simplify the partner tiers that we have as we develop. We've seen that we are having more and more. It's not huge, but it's something that's coming, that we have just referrals where people have a client who wants Inphinity, but they don't want for whatever reason, the client's not working directly with them, or they don't want to be Inphinity partner. So it's really just a referral, like Inphinity. So we just have a new tier for that. And the tiers linked to revenue generated. So those of you who were tortured by discussing business plans, that of course we want to have some kind of, especially with the bigger partners, we want to have some idea of what to expect, but this shouldn't impact the partner tiers. And well, there it is. Yeah, I just want to point out, we are trying to stress some of you a little bit less about pipeline. We want to be, as I said, where the energy is, and not trying to like create it. But we really appreciate the opportunity registration. Good for us, because we can kind of see what interest is out there and why, and we can kind of plan with that. Also good for you. So that if some questions come in from a customer directly to us, a potential customer directly to us, that can happen, that we will be able to see immediately that that's your customer. And as you all know, we have that golden rule. We don't actually want to directly engage with a customer if it's not our customer. And if the opportunity is registered, then this obviously won't happen. So this is everything from business. Now, Imogen generally has really exciting things, I think, to show you. We are excited about what Imogen has to show.
Well, let's hope Imogen can show it well. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to see all of you on here today. Let me just share my screen. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about Infinity's marketing plans for 2022, and especially how we can work together in partnership more and more effectively. So we've put in place quite a few things that we think will help you to market Infinity more successfully, and also to work together with us more collaboratively to deliver those marketing campaigns. So I will go to my next slide. So working in partnership for us is really important. Obviously, we work on a partner model, but not only for sales, we want to work more in partnership with you for marketing. And in order for us to do that, we have created a partner portal. We're all very excited about this. It has been a long time coming and has had a lot of work and effort gone into it to try and make it as easy and intuitive for you guys to use. So I am going to quickly show you the portal so you can see what you can currently access on there. So this is what the homepage of the partner portal looks like once you've logged in. So you will receive your own credentials, like mine up here. And when you click on that, you will see your login details, your profile. So there's mine, my username, my job title, everything, and you can update it all there. You can change your account password, all of that nice stuff. Sorry, I'm just going to translate into English to make it easier for myself. And then if we go back to the home page, we'll have on here the important things that are coming up soon. So We are ClickWorld sponsors. This is our latest kind of marketing campaign that we're running, focused on your click data. And then we have a lovely picture of the man himself, Mr. Martin, just to introduce everyone to our new blog site that we've also just launched. Further down on the homepage, you can just see up-to-date news down here, events that are coming up, which will be on the banners, and what's new in the partner portal will be on this side. And the first what's new thing that will come will be the partner portal virtual tour, which I am currently recording. So you'll be able to see how to use it really easily. We've tried to make it as much like Click's portal as possible, so it's easy for you to use and recognise the different categories. But we've tried to make it a bit more simple because obviously we're not Click and we don't need to look like that. So the first tab we've got is sales. So when you click on sales, sorry, my internet is slow, you'll be able to see these 3 different categories, and they also come up on the left hand side as well. So for instance, if you select pricing, you can go here, see the most up-to-date price list down here, also with the power-ups for Mole on top of Infinity Suite. And then you can still navigate in sales from this menu on the side or from the drop down at the top. So we've also got sales and legal documents, so everything you need to engage with us or to engage with your customers are all on here. You'll find everything that you need. And then finally for sales, we've got Infinity Partner Opportunity Registration and Pipeline. So our ultimate aim, which is coming soon with a nice emoji there, is for you guys to be able to log into this portal, fill in a nice form, and it automatically update our CRM system, so you don't have to do anything extra and it can all be managed through the portal. Currently it is not enabled, but it is definitely something that we're working on, and we wanted to share this portal with you guys before this is launched. So the opportunity registration process is just down there, and the approval of conditions as well. And then it just says that in the meantime, before the opportunity registration's available on here, just to contact Jakob as you do now, or Lisa. Then we have the marketing center, which has been something I know a lot of you have been wanting and asking for, so I'm really pleased to be able to give this to you. We have the brand center, so you can click on here. There will be more things added here as well. Oh, sorry. So you have our logo kit, so all of the product logos are here, our Infinity logo, Infinity Suite logo. You can download all of the versions here. You just click on here, it opens up a zip file. You can download whatever you would like. We've also got campaign material here, so you can source all of our colors, our color palette, all of the different fonts that we use. It's already in a kit, ready for you to download and use as you wish. On this side, we also have campaigns under marketing. So these are pre-prepared marketing campaigns. Currently, they are very much vertical orientated, but there will be more generic campaigns that you can use that just promotes the value of the whole product suite working together. So we have currently at the moment a healthcare campaign. If you go down to here, you can find all of the materials you need. So you can download an invitation to an on-demand webinar, download the banners, so all of the graphics are done for you, download social media posts, and download an email campaign as well. We haven't written it in HTML, it's all in documents that you can just copy and paste into your own email or marketing system, so it's really, really easy to use. We've done the same for financial services, Infinity Suite planning superpower, so budgeting and planning, and also HR. So there's currently 4 campaigns active with the plan to add a lot more on here in the future, very, very near future. And then it comes to the technical page, and this is where if we've got any developers on here or technical people, they're going to be really, really happy, because look at all of this content that Maria has provided for you. It's amazing. So if we go to this section on product releases, It has all of the product releases down here in order. You can also filter by which product you're interested in. And I believe, every single release that we've ever done is listed in product releases. So if you want to go back to an old version or check out a new one, it's all there. Then we have all of the downloads available for every single version, including the changelog. So that's all available here. You can choose what you would like to, and the most recent version will always be at the top. You can also filter by the side on the product you're interested in, when the release was, and which environment it's in, ClickSense on-prem or ClickSense SaaS. Then we have product capabilities. So you'll be able to click on here, each different section, and see the product capabilities of each one of them. You can click see more on all of them, and it will take you to the product overview page. I won't go through each one because I don't really have time to do that. We also have guided enablement, which goes to the enablement app on our universe. We have all of the technical videos available for you here. So these are the Tech Tuesdays that Maria does, and you can also filter by what you're interested in. So you can go really easily to what you want to see, or you can click in search here, type it in, and it will magically appear, which is good for people like me that don't want to look too hard for something. And then we also have the link to the free templates that we have on our Infinity universe as well. We have all of the product documentation under technical. So everything that you could possibly want to know or see about our products is all listed here. And then we also have our service and training offering available as well. And you just click on see more to find out more, and then contact us for pricing. So that's where we are at present with our partner portal. What we are going to do is offer testing to 2 of our partners to use it for a week or so, give us their feedback so that we can make some amendments, and then we will be contacting you. I believe Jakob will be contacting you with your login details. If you're not contacted, you can also request the details yourself by trying to log in. But all of that information will be shared with you within the next 2 weeks once we've gone through the testing phase with actual people outside of Infinity who might have something else to share with us or some improvements that we need to make. So that's where we are currently with our partner portal, and we're really pleased to be able to bring that to you. I think it will be a really, really useful resource in the future, and something that's going to grow into something really, really quite special, and a place where we can build a community for our partners as well. Okay, so I've done partner portal. Any questions, please just obviously let me know. Webinars, as Angie said, we want to run webinars with you. If you've got a really compelling customer use case, that is the best kind of webinar to run. We did a really successful one with one of our partners at the end of last year. And it was such a great success to have the success story app of a customer combined with us speaking about the products, about the business value. So we really, if you've got a customer use case that you think is, this is a really interesting story, please reach out to us, and we'd be really, really interested in running a webinar with you on that. And this links nicely into customer success. The more customer success stories that we have, the more the word spreads out. We can help each other in that respect. So if you have an interesting story that you think it should be told, please reach out to me. I'm really happy. It's my comfort zone to write. So I love writing, and I would love to, can build a customer success library for you and with us so that we can promote that externally as well. And then it's really important to me that you have the content that you need to be able to promote Infinity. So by the end of this quarter, we will have a product video which showcases all 3 of the products working together. It will be generic, so it can be applied to any industry and vertical, and it'll really be a showcase of what we can achieve with Click. And we're also going to be creating a corporate video, which is highlighting the values of Inphinity and what Inphinity can bring to Click users, our USPs, more of a company overview as well. And obviously, as I stated before, we are going to be adding more and more campaigns to the partner portal for you to make the most of, for you to use as and when you wish. That will be simple. You can just copy and paste it and off you go. And finally, we are going to be doing the newsletters, as Angie said. So our Inphinity marketing focus for 2022, as said before, business content and use case videos are really important to us. We're trying to move away from being seen purely as a very technical company to also showcasing the business value that we can bring. And we want to do that by the creation of business content and business orientated use case videos. And that goes in line with what we want to do on the website. So we're making rapid changes to our website in terms of the content and messaging. Click events. So we are really going to focus on attending as many, hopefully in-person events as possible. We have a Sapphire sponsorship at ClickWorld. So that's quite a big commitment for us, and we are going to be driving a lot of marketing through ClickWorld to try and increase our presence there. And we are also trying to attend as many of the Click regional events as possible. And we're also really, really keen, if you're hosting events yourselves, to be involved in those. If they're online or in person, we're really, really happy to support your events too. And then the overall messaging for Inphinity for this year, we are going to focus on our Click SaaS capabilities. Click are really going to be focusing on that, so we're trying to go in line with them. And also we are trying to fit into their theme of active intelligence and how Inphinity really fits into the messaging for active intelligence. There's lots more, and there'll be lots more to come later in the year, but obviously I'm always here in terms of your marketing contact and happy to help, happy to hear ideas, and looking forward to working together. So I believe, yeah, we're going on to product now. Maria isn't here, unfortunately, but she has provided an amazing video overview of the plans for this year. So I'm going to click.
Yeah, and honestly, there's no one else that can do this like Maria. So he said it's better a video with Maria than another one of us trying to somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So please sit back and relax and enjoy, see what Maria has to say. I'm just going to quickly stop sharing my screen and reshare because I haven't shared with computer sound. So 1 second. Sorry, apologies. There. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are well and healthy and looking forward to what's ahead of us in 2022. Now, after the Click Partner Summit, we all know that Click's vision is going to be linked to confidence. Confidence in data, confidence in analytics, but above all, confidence in decisions and actions based on data and insights. That's great, because Infinity Suite is not only aligned with this vision, but literally supports it. Understanding the context, understanding the processes, hierarchies, links, associations is exactly about being confident when making decisions. And being able to correct data directly where it is in my ClickSense application, or at least report the data quality issues, is nothing else. Bringing unstructured data into the analytics, providing more insights and more context for you to make the right decisions makes complete sense too. So here we are. Infinity Suite is going to be very important, hopefully, for all your customers and your solutions you are building in your Click. And let me show you the innovation we will help you to bring into them. Let me start with a quick look back. There were 4 major releases of Infinity Flow. About 20% of new functions and features were based on the feedback, and 80% pure innovation from our kitchen. It completely makes sense because Infinity Flow was quite new product we brought to you, and new ideas come when it is used frequently. And that's exactly what happened with Infinity Forms. We provided 4 major releases of Infinity Forms last year, where about 85% of functions and features was based on the feedback, like QED as a data storage, totals in editable fields, more dimensions support, and much more. And about 15% of new things were pure innovation, like a big step forward with the real-time collaboration we released in December last year. Here with Infinity Forms, let me say big thank you to all of you who collect the feedback from the customers, but also keep thinking about how our products can help you deliver better solutions and how we can push the boundaries of analytics together. So how are we going to do that? In 2022, based on your feedback, there are going to be 4 major releases of Infinity Suite, so you can properly plan testing periods as well as upgrades. And the balance of what's new should be about 80-20 when it comes to functions features based on the feedback and new innovation coming from our team. So feel free to share whatever's on your mind. Our main pillars remain the same. Click nativity for Click users, Click developers, and Click administrators. Maximum security up to enterprise standards. And enterprise readiness, so even hundreds of concurrent users can use our product on daily basis without any issues. Except for that, there are 4 major areas we want to cover in 2022. The first one is that Infinity Suite should be available and bring value to everyone. Based on that, we want to make it even easier for our products to be used on SaaS, but also when it comes to the hybrid setup, where users access Click via SaaS, but the data in the end is stored on the server of the customer. Another example is simple actionability, not only in Infinity Flow, but also in Infinity Forms. We are going to introduce wizards. The process or hierarchy you can drag and drop and draw by yourself, and some other wizards too. I'll come back to that. Another focus area is the right fit for business apps and solutions you build in Click. One example was already mentioned, these actions in forms. So you can transform the Click application to the tool full of actions. There shouldn't be any reason to come out of the Click Sense to take action. In December last year, we released this real-time collaboration experience we definitely want to keep enhancing. And another thing for the solutions that will definitely be interesting is the single form enhancements we are going to bring to you. When it comes to this hybrid and full SaaS deployment specifically, we want to provide more self-service deployment, new console on SaaS, so it's very quick and easy to utilize Infinity Suite on all the environments. And last but not least, we definitely are committed to utilize all the new functions and features that Click will provide. I really hope that sounds exciting to you too. To be more specific, very quickly, let me show you the roadmap with a disclaimer that this may or may not happen, because we are open to hear the feedback, so feel free to share any thoughts and ideas with us. In the upcoming release that will be out at the end of February, you will find many new things about get started with Infinity Suite. When it comes to Infinity Forms, we enhanced the commenting. Especially for large companies, this form object commenting is the first front-end extension of Infinity Suite they try. So providing the high standard of collaboration make them even more interested in exploring the rest. So that's the point of view when it comes to end users, and when it comes to developers, we did our best to make your life easier, especially when you use really wide tables. But I'll come back to that later. For now, let's be focused on the future. So regarding Infinity Flow, we almost completely revamped resources, making them more interconnected. So in the documentation, you can now find Tech Tuesday videos, but also many more examples, links to the Infinity Universe, the partner portal, and so on. That's something that's also in place for Infinity Forms and Infinity Mole, but especially for Infinity Flow, it is very important because it's so new approach in the Qlik environment. So we understand it's very important for people to really get started to understand how to think about Infinity Flow before they can master it. And a big rock of the release of February is the new function in Infinity Mole, patterns recognition. So the built-in Qlik native connector for your files and unstructured data now not only reads the content and metadata, but also identifies some personal data, personal information like emails, names, bank accounts, and so on. Naturally, we started with countries that are the closest to us, but we will look for partners who help us with other countries. So let us know if you are interested. The next release of Infinity Suite is going to be focused on Infinity Suite for business apps. In Infinity Forms, we want to introduce a new approach called data-driven choices, where, for example, the chosen value in your drop-down menu will be a result of your selections. So instead of scrolling up and down in the list of employees to choose which one should be responsible for a specific task, you will make selections in Qlik objects and find out who is the right one. Another thing will be new, especially for Infinity Forms, but is very interconnected with Infinity Flow. As you can see, yeah, Infinity Suite completely makes sense together. Is the combination and bringing the actions and REST superpowers to both in the same way. So all the powerful actions you currently know from Infinity Flow, like trigger the reload, make selections, lock, unlock selections, set variable value, and so on, we want to bring to Infinity Forms in the way that you can customize it based on what you need to do in your solution, in your business app. And as I mentioned, when it comes to Infinity Mole, we will keep working on the patterns recognition. In August, in the summer, you can look forward to Infinity Suite for everyone. This is going to be the time of the year where we are going to introduce the lightweight version of Infinity Forms alongside with the new management system for Infinity Forms on SaaS. The main idea behind Infinity Flow in this release is to help users get oriented in complex flows. Like, for example, when you are zoomed in a very small area, the overview of the whole process, or at least the main structure, will be visible somewhere, so you still have the full context on what's around. With Mole, the same. And November release is going to be magical. Imagine single form wizard for Infinity Forms, where you can define collapsible sections, you can define titles, subtitles, design options for all these sections, and make it even more intuitive for users when they use this specific form. For administrators, there is going to be hybrid setup wizard to make it very easy when the data should stay on the server and users access them from SaaS. Infinity Flow Wizard will definitely be a great big thing we are committed to provide this year. And Infinity Mole Wizard will help you define your own patterns to recognize when the Click application is reloaded. So this one is more focused on developers. Users, administrators, developers. This release is going to be magical for all of them. But I really hope that you see all of these releases fruitful, interesting, and above all, really helpful. Now, please give me a few minutes to show you what will be new in the first Infinity Suite release ever. That will be out in 2 weeks, and what you can look forward to. The main points I already mentioned, but as a Click user, I know it's much more powerful to see it. So here it is. The object commenting in Infinity Forms has been redesigned, so when I now click on this button, what happens here, instead of having comments all over the screen, I see it as a pop-up. And what's really cool is that I can move it over the screen. So I always see the rest of the screen and can find the context that's important for me. Also, what you might notice is the option to edit my own comments, collapse replies, and still see the information about the last comment, last reply here. The next steps in redesigning of object commenting will be tags and categories, but that's something that will be out hopefully in the next release as small enhancements. This great feature to move pop-ups over the screen is not applied only to object commenting, but to all the pop-ups, so it's in place also for single record view. Another enhancement regarding the single record view specifically is a demanded feature. It's coming. To show a field in the single record view only. So this quickly I can redefine the structure of my forms general to show only what's the most important and see details in the single record view. For developers, also the new option to show text and store ID for select boxes will help. as well as new option under the advanced settings, export and import field. When I click on this export field button, a JSON is downloaded to my computer. And this JSON contains the whole definition of all the forms fields. It's important, to remember it doesn't contain information about measures and dimensions, because the structure of this part of the object might be changed based on the click enhancements. But in this JSON file, you find the whole definition of all editable fields. So if you want to make any changes offline in your computer, or copy and paste existing field and create 20 similar fields, this is an easy way how to get started. Once you save this JSON file, you can import it back. Finally, in Inphinity Forms, we provide you the option to define background of editable fields by expression, so I can't wait to see it used in your solutions. With Infinity Flow, there is also this option to move a pop-up all over the place in place. Yeah, as you can see. Let me make some selections. And now you see two new features. The first one is the back button. So you can come back, change your selections, and keep moving according to the predefined flow. And the second new thing is that you can resize this pop-up to be sure that all the information can be shown in an understandable way. For bar charts, that might work also with a smaller pop-up, but this can be very handy, especially when you have wide forms tables or map of the world. Yes, these are all the actions we want to allow you to use in Infinity Forms too. I don't need to be redirected now. I also mentioned when, especially for Infinity Flow, we revamped the documentation. So let me give you a sneak peek. And here it is. For example, the basic concept section now contains also some kind of glossary. What the node is, what the line is, it's explained, showcased, wide range of usage is shown here, and as I mentioned, videos are embedded all over the documentation. When it comes to, for example, required data model, the section many developers would go to, here you can find many examples that are ready to be copied and pasted into your Click applications, alongside with all the screenshots and information you need to see your own Infinity Flow in your Click app. And also a new section is here. It's called Tips and Tricks. And in this section, you can look forward to the predefined script that generates the audit log from the already existing data. And also another script that derives node types. So these pre-built node types that are included in Infinity Flow right after you upload the extension to the QMC: start, activity, decision, and those node types based on the process theory can be automatically derived based on the data, because when there is no previous step of the process, it's start. When there are two outcomes or more than two outcomes, the type is question. And this logic is included in this predefined subroutine you can copy and paste and use in your applications. The last part of Infinity Suite, Infinity Mole, brings this big rock, the pattern recognition. However, right now I don't have any demo application yet, but at the time of the release, I definitely want at least one demo showcasing the main functionalities be available on our portal, Infinity Universe, available for download, so as a free template. Right now, when you click Infinity Mole in this search or in this product filter, you find here an inspiration for unstructured data use cases. However, what's missing here is this application that help you get started with Infinity Mole. And it will be there. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to all your ideas, inputs, insights. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach to us or schedule a call with me as part of this Maria On Demand initiative that's ongoing. Feel free to use it. Every first Friday of a month, I'm available for calls. No matter what's the topic, naturally the best is if it's at least related to data and analytics. Thank you guys and see you soon.
So I'm sure Maria watched this video. So thank you, Maria. I hope that you all found it as exciting as we did watching the video and seeing the enablement, seeing the seeing what we've developed. Here I am. And seeing what we've developed. Some of the things there were when she introduced it, like the back button. If anyone has had the pleasure of seeing me try to demo the Infinity Flow, I realized after that button was there how important it was. So yeah, a lot of things maybe you wouldn't even think to ask for are there now. Yeah, so looking forward to getting your feedback on that when it comes. Yeah, so now we'll move on. We have one more kind of theory, we'll call it, and then we'll move on to demos. Can you see my screen? No answer is a yes, I guess. So just really quickly, the SaaS versus on-prem. Is it, you probably all know this, but really just to like repeat some basic information, because the question does come quite often about SaaS versus on-prem. As you know, we'll have, as you saw, we'll have a lot of focus on that. But just really clear, on-prem, when we're talking about the suite, it's Flow, Forms, and Mole. Clear. Now, currently, the SaaS version is Flow and Forms, and if you want to use the Mole, you have to use the hybrid SaaS version. It's like that actually for some historical reasons, some limitations in Qlik itself, and but if the need arises, of course, we haven't had the request come in, so we don't develop things just to have them. We develop them when they're actually needed. Yeah, if it comes in, of course, let us know. Yeah, and just a really quick information about how it works. Just a short repeat. I'll hand over to Martin because introducing technical things is not my forte, so to speak, as we all know.
No worries, and I don't want to be like too detailed here. It's just for the ones for those of you who didn't try this Infinity in SaaS. Just really to say and confirm that it's integrated. It works. The way it works actually is that you don't need to install anything. Of course, you just need to activate it. And you're activating it via our portal, the demo portal, and then you basically activate and get it running. So this is the current state. We're heading towards certification, so that Inphinity is fully enabled and fully supported also in future releases within the Qlik SaaS. We definitely see Qlik SaaS as the really very important move of Qlik and the strategy. So definitely the integration is there. We were actually working on this maybe a year ago, where we really were closely in contact with Qlik, working together and developing the integration. And of course, as Qlik is moving fast, we want to definitely move fast with them, so that we're really fully integrated with any new APIs or basically any interfaces that become available in the future. So from me, and the next slide basically is the SaaS certification. So if we have a timeline here, where we'll be heading somewhere towards May. Yes, there's also the Qlik World, which is important to be ready. But of course, depends on various aspects, also on Qlik's side and our side. So we're trying to be as close as possible and be really active in developing these integrations.
Okay, so now we have 2 use cases. We want to, and I will not introduce. I'm not going to present them. I just want to shortly introduce this first concept. Lisa also couldn't be here today for some family situation, but she is creating for our most important demos. We have videos with subtitles, and what for the most common, most important, so to speak, demos, there's going to be short videos with speech. And this is the first example. We would like to show you just a little 2-minute video with our fantastic Lisa. Oh, can you hear her talking?
No.
Okay, well, that's what. Sorry, okay, here we go. Go. You see?
Yeah, we can see it, Angie.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Lisa Taylor here. I'm the Business Development Director here at Inphinity. And today I really wanted to show you the support ticket process demonstration. So here you will see Inphinity Suite and how you can manage and monitor tickets and projects in a Qlik app during their life cycle. So here you'll see Infinity Flow. This allows you to visualize and automate processes and all the tickets that are in the Infinity forms. So here we can click on one and we're going to explore that deeper. So here you will see in Flow the current stage. You can see the full process and where it is in the full process, and we also have a change log available here for a full audit trail. So here across the top we can look at the current stage, and we can expand out that individual record in a single form, look at who we can change the assignee to and the ticket status. And then once we save that, we can then update the application. Then you will see in real time the reflection within the workflow, where that is within the full process or the current stage. Back to the beginning. So this way you can understand the process much better. You can hover and you can see the tooltips. And if you've got the correct authorities, you can actually deep dive into that by clicking on the node and taking a look at some different analytics. There you go, and different visualizations. This can also redirect you to another web page if you needed. As you know, you need to know if there's a problem, we want to know about it now. So you can also see here where you're facing penalties, if something's stuck in the process, where it is and what the liability and risk is for your organization on those penalties. Click on the actual node and you can see the related tickets there in the form instantly that are related to those penalties. And then back to the beginning. Support ticket management is just one of the many similar use cases. You can use this approach to manage projects, cases, marketing campaigns, or even sales processes. So really what we wanted to show you today is the superpowers of Inphinity Suite and how you can really implement them. It's totally up to you.
So also thank you to Lisa, because I know you'll see this later. Wait, let me just go back to the presentation. We hope that this will also be helpful for you when you're doing, when you have to enable maybe new salespeople. You can also pass on the link to customers. I mean, however, after a meeting. So hopefully that will be also a little bit helpful for you from a more practical point of view for the most used demos. Now I'm going to hand over to our mastermind of demoing, Jakub. To present that one that I was talking about before. I'm also really excited to see again.
Okay, thank you, Angie, for a very nice introduction. And I'm going to share my screen now and show you a simple but very powerful use case which was recently developed. Hopefully you can see my screen and my presentation already. And what I'm going to show you is how Infinity Flow can help in manufacturing traceability, in manufacturing in general. This is a subject we were frequently asked by our partners last few months, and I see this topic as very important. And here, Infinity Flow can be a very powerful tool to help industries to get much better oriented in their processes. This is a use case developed by our partner's customer, Hemosvit. Hemosvit, it's a Czechoslovak company who is producing packages for food. Those are plastic packages, and this is a huge company which are automating. It exists for decades already, and it's improving their automation step by step. And as they improve their automation, they also need to improve, of course, their understanding of the data and understanding what's happening there. So what they were actually asking us is to provide them with a tool which will help them better understand and optimize the processes which concern the reels with the materials. So they wanted to see exactly from which reel to which reel goes the material, what are the losses, the wastes, and what is the production, if there is any problem, how much reels will be influenced by this. So it's quite complex problem, and by the time they used Excel to solve this problem. And if they wanted to see any output, they needed to ask IT guy for going into the system, really preparing the output for the decision makers, for the managers, and only this was quite time consuming. And imagine if they wanted to change the question, if something happened during the process of manufacturing. So it was let's say, hard time for them, and they are now very happy with Infinity Flow, which is allowing them to understand the processes. And I will just switch to our demo portal and show you how this real problem of manufacturing was handled using Infinity Suite. So you everybody know very well and have access to a demo in my Infinity.com, which is Infinity Universe. And among other applications, you can find here manufacturing traceability. Just please keep in mind that this is not a solution. This is a POC of the customer, but I think a pretty successful POC and helpful instrument. So just to give you a background, the customer decided and they let us show and use their POC on our demo portal, which is nice approach, and we like to work this way with the customers. So to get focused on what's the sort of data management here, you have different jobs in the factory, You can focus on different job numbers very easily by this click selection, as everybody knows, and you can start to understanding where the material flows from which reel to which reel. Nice case how to use it, for example, is by clicking on the final reel number, so where the packages ends on the reel after being cleaned, after being colorized, etc. So if I click to any of the end reel numbers, I will see always how much previous reels were involved in the process to getting the final produced 8 kilograms of material, for example, in this case. So you can see the nodes as they are used, they are interactive, and they can give you an overview of the most important KPIs you want to measure, visualize, understand. So you can visualize, for this example considers, let's say, only the weight of the produced and wasted material, but you can speak about many other employments of this tool in processes like you can go through orders, you can go through pricing, you can go through anything in the manufacturing. And by easy clicking to a selected node, you are having visualized all the related reels or all the related steps in the process as it's done. So comparing to Excel, you can imagine very nice step and very huge step forward. What they decided to do is also, so I can show you again, like in this very complex process, which in reality is even more complex as this is only demo, you can just go whenever you're interested in understanding, you will click on the selected node and you will get all the related parts of the process and starting visualizing the information. This application has used flow also as a table of content, which brings you to, let's say, next click dashboard, where you can visualize the details on each reel. So not only the weight of the produced and wasted material, but for example also which department is involved, which is the number of the assortment, and many other information. You can imagine that this could be extrapolated to many other use cases in manufacturing. And this is just a nice example, a nice, let's say, success story of us. And that's what I wanted to show you. And please, if you have in your CRM any customers from manufacturing, just call them tomorrow and show them this application, because I think it's pretty powerful for them. So this is about this application. Now I would like to pass the word to Martin to say some final sentences as the end of the webinar is approaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jakub. Thank you very much. Yeah. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for amazing presentations, and thank you everyone for coming. So we're really excited to have you here, and we're open to any questions. So if you have any questions now, or you feel that you'd like to ask something, or now or later, just please reach out to us. We're available now or even after the webinar, so we can continue the discussion if there's anything you would like to discuss. And if anyone would like to ask something now, then please go ahead. Now is the right time. Of course, you can ask anything from the product through business to our favorite food. or something similar.
Well, I can maybe try to get some reaction. I hope that you saw that what we try to do in this webinar is really concentrate information that will be concretely valuable for you and the teams that you're working with. And it would be really great. You can see we even saved time according to the original plan. So it'd be really great if you could just let us know now or afterwards when you talk to one of us whether you really see the value, because we want to give you a chance to watch this kind of standard material at your leisure. For those who aren't here, well, thank you all for being here. And then when we talk to you, we can talk about the concrete for you. What was interesting? What kind of strategic, maybe hopefully inspiration came from it or didn't? That's also feedback. So I don't know if you want to mention what you thought of this webinar format, because we're gonna do 2 more this year. So if you didn't like it, we need to know that too. We need to rethink what we're doing. Yeah. So in case anyone wants to speak up on that, we would appreciate that as well. Okay. That's it.
Okay, if there are no questions, then thank you again. Thank you very much, and hope to speak to you soon, sometime in the near future. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For being here.
Yeah, thank you. Especially those of you who got up at 7 o'clock in the morning to watch us. We appreciate that.
Definitely. Thank you so much.